And we're live. Testing audio. Perfect.
Yep, much better. Makes a huge difference.
Yeah, it does. Yeah, it does. All right. And Audacity is recording. We're all unmuted.
Nine, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
This week on Humpcast, Mark Gonzalez comes and joins us in studios. Uma Thurman tells about force accidents and harassment with Tarantino. A short take on Cloverfield Paradox. Ryan owes Garrett $5. And we pick up some of our favorite sports Super Bowl thing trailers of all time. Humpcast. What's up, everybody? My name is Garrett Amley, and I messed that up royally. But welcome to the show. Humpcast, the show where a couple of buds get buzzed and hoot and holler right before we laugh and drink beer at the Silver Dollar. My name's Garrett Amley.
I'm Ryan D.
And today we have a special guest.
I'm Mark Gonzalez. Hi, everybody.
Mark Gonzalez.
Or Mark G, as I have named him, because he also fits with the rhymes game.
Oh, yeah.
There you go.
So if you couldn't tell by that flawless performance of the opening intro, we are going to be doing a few different things right now. The first one being
We are.
a new segment because you guys haven't brought any beer.
Oh, yeah.
The sober hour.
This new segment, I call it Trunkila.
There you go.
Trunkila?
Yeah, hashtag Trunkila. So this
does
is
that
something.
mean?
This is something I invented
Just right now.
because no one has ever done it before. No, I actually have been doing this for a while. I have this bottle of tequila that I keep in my trunk at all times.
I remember those days.
Yeah, and so I always bring it out whenever my coworkers or I just wanted to fucking shot or something like that.
yeah.
And it's not especially expensive tequila, but it is actually pretty good for what it is.
What kind is it?
This is this one is called Montezuma. This is actually something you probably can find if you're looking for it, but it'll cost you like $5 to $7.
Oh, okay. So it's affordable for
But
anybody.
exactly, and which is why I just keep it in my trunk because fuck it.
I used to keep a bottle of Jaeger under my seat. Actually, with the driver's seat.
Well, that's a little bit more dangerous than Trunkila because Trunkila you're at least safe if you get pulled over.
I used to forget that I had whiskey bottles in my back seat or something, and then find it all hot in the car.
It just tastes.
And you're like, well, I might as well drink it anyway.
Yeah.
Perfect. All right. So we're gonna start off this show with a shot. Do you like blue or red?
Do blue for the Dodgers.
Oh no, tequila for me.
Thank you.
What the fuck?
No.
Drink it.
No.
Come on.
No, I died the other day.
Just one.
It's one, bro. There's no more Trunkila
man,
left.
It smells like $5.99.
God damn. Okay.
All right. Salud.
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 Ugh.
Here we go. Oh wait.
Get your water
Yeah,
for your
I'm
chaser.
gonna need some water.
Here, I'll put it in the middle between us.
God damn.
Delicious.
Oh yeah.
You can taste such complex notes of delicious agave plants and what is that? Some terra firm in there. Mm. Besides Trunkila, I'm the only one that actually got to bring in beer today. Well, Ryan dies. I'll tell you about it. This is actually a one hitter series beer that I brought in before, but I've actually really liked it. This is Lagunitas Sake It To Me. It's an ale made with sake yeast and rice. And not only is it a delicious beer, it comes in at a whopping 9% by volume, and I got a 32 ouncer of it. So actually, if you guys
I think I've seen that.
if you guys want to try it, go for it.
Can I-
It's a really good one.
Here, let's do this.
Yeah, where's the shot glass? I'll have a sippy in the shot glass since it's.
There you go. I mean, I don't have cooties, but you can do whatever you want.
I'm AIDS free, I promise.
Yeah. As a single man, I get myself checked out regularly.
Oh, it's good. Yeah, it tastes fine.
Good for you.
I
Yeah.
just tell chicks I got
just gonna
checked
take
out.
a swig
That's
out
why I
of
do it.
Yeah, did you say I just tell chicks to get checked?
Yeah, I got checked yesterday. It's fine. Just go ahead and put it in your mouth.
Or do you just tell chicks to get checked?
You might want to go get checked, by the way.
You just roll over, you're like, all right, well, now you have to go. You might want to check get checked out too.
So then you find out what they have, and then you're like, oh, I got that too now.
I want to have a mirror in the morning and look.
Yeah, you're doing a collection of things right now.
This is delicious.
Right? And it's like powerful, delicious, and not one of those like Ryan doesn't really like that high alcohol flavor, whereas I kind of do. This one's somewhere in the middle where you can taste it has some power, but it's not gonna like set your mouth on fire with alcohol.
Do you like delirium?
Yeah, totally.
Belgians are like my favorite.
There
Belgian
you go.
styles.
Tremens.
That stuff gives me a headache.
Or not.
I like it, but I'm like, I got a headache.
I love like Straff Hendrix, stuff like that. Gouden Careless is a good one too. Of course, Allagash. People love that.
Oh,
I
yeah.
love that too. All right, so Mark, what's up, dude?
What's happening?
You want to tell the people who you are, what you do?
Oh yeah, I am a stand-up comedian.
What?
Comedian,
We've never
believe it
had
or
one of
not.
those on here before.
Never?
Comedian.
Did you know Ryan did stand-up?
What the fuck? Who told you were funny?
My mom.
My childhood. That's what we do it. Stand-up comedian, former musician. I can relate to.
Oh, really?
Were you in music too?
Not. I mean, in high school, I played a guitar one time. I played a guitar one time.
I played quite the fiddle.
Yeah. I'm taught in the ways of the violin, the piano, and the guitar.
Okay, there you go. So you're music educated. So was it musically inclined? Is that what they say? I'm
I'm a fan of music. I have an iPod.
There you go. Okay, there you go. There you go. Comedy, sports. I do the Fear LA podcast. That's what I do. It started out as a Twitter, but
Fear LA?
Yeah, Fear
What's
LA.
that?
It's like I said, it started off just as a hashtag to piss people off that were hashtagging Beat LA, and then I just retaliated with that during Laker games. And then people just caught on and thought it was cool. Made T-shirts, trying to make it into a sports blog. That failed multiple
That's really
times.
cool. I mean, you had some pretty good success selling shit when the Dodgers were in the
Yeah, I made pretty good
series,
money.
right?
Yeah. See, that's the thing. It only works when they're winning.
When they're winning, yeah.
It's
Yeah,
hard.
he's got like apparel and shit too, and they're really cool T-shirts. I was like,
I gotta bring you one.
I was
Yeah,
trying
I
to
think
catch you. I was trying to fucking catch you, or catch you one day so I could fucking buy some for, especially when the Dodgers were in the World
Got it,
Series.
got it. So it has nothing to do with horror. Then I don't know why. I thought it would be like a horror podcast or something.
Oh, because
Yeah.
you're thinking of Fear
LA.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay, yeah, no, it's because it all started with the 76ers chanting to the Celtics during the Eastern Conference Finals. They're
Got
saying
it.
"Beat LA, beat LA." That's how that whole "Beat LA" thing originated. And then it's always been something that's always been chanted by fans, especially if they play against LA teams.
Yeah.
So I just used it and hashtagged it, and then it grew. I created its own Twitter account, got almost 10,000 followers on there, and then try to do a podcast, sports blog. Now it's running strong again as a sports podcast where we just talk LA sports. That's it.
Badass.
Mostly
cool.
Lakers. So mostly Lakers. I'm a big diehard Laker fan. So.
There you
Hence
go.
your purple jeans.
Exactly. I know.
Oh, I
specifically
thought
wore
you
these
were.
today.
I thought you were a huge Incredible Hulk fan.
Ah,
Yeah. Well, that's my next job. After this, I have to go terrorize a town.
You got Hulk out.
you gotta hold out,
Don't
bro.
piss me off, bro.
That's when the Lakers lose. He turns into the Hulk.
Yeah.
No, I just cry in a corner in
Right.
a parking lot of a Del Taco. That's what I really do.
But with purple
perfect.
pants on,
No, purple fan.
shredded purple. pants.
They are playing today. Every time they play, I actually like to try to wear something. Like either the purple pants or.
Are they
a
playing
Laker
tonight?
hat. Yeah, they're playing against the Suns tonight. They'll probably lose, but
They'll probably have it out
hence
of
me
the bar.
crying in the parking lot again.
Anyway,
I don't know. They're gonna-
Well, Mark's actually, you're gonna do a spot tonight, right?
Oh yeah. Am I gonna do some stand up?
That's what I was gonna ask because I mean
I'll
we've-
give you a small spot. This tonight
The
is like
Fiverr?
this tonight. This show tonight.
This is the Valentine's show.
It's pretty fucking stacked.
It
Yeah.
is.
So
Because,
like
everyone's coming with their dates because obviously the Silver Dollar is the fanciest place you could possibly bring your
you
date.
know what's funny, dude? Is this place is such a dive, but like because of this, honestly, like I feel like I've kind of put this place on the map with like not to toot my own horn here, but like
He's like, but I'm the reason that they.
I'm
exist.
the reason people go there. No, it's true though. Like on Tuesday nights, like for sure, there's no other reason why they go, and people call like and ask for like reservations.
Whoa, really?
Yeah.
That's a good thing.
They say, "Can I get the table nearest to Ryan D's ball sack? Because I just want to be like level with his dick."
Yeah, and I'm like, only if you suck them, only
Yeah.
if you're a ball hog.
Hey,
Nearest to the door. That's what I was just in case.
exactly.
No, yeah, people.
That can mean a few things. Here, it could be like a fight's breaking out. You're like, I just got to be able to bail out.
yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
it's gonna be pretty good tonight though.
No, for sure. I'm actually. This is gonna be one of the. I mean, I
Are you
haven't
actually
been.
going tonight?
Yeah, I haven't been in a while because I mean I've been going on dates every Tuesday for
There you go.
because it's like my only day off from work now.
Okay.
And I'm single. So now, yeah. So then I've just been setting all my dates for Tuesday night. after I get out of here.
Dude, you could take him to Popeyes for 2 for Tuesdays. You could take him to Taco Tuesdays.
Exactly.
The McFucking rib is back.
The McFuck. Yeah. Shout out Ryan D with the Moist album. Is that what that was?
You know what's so funny is there was a lady at work that I finally like. I just kind of. You know, like when you have coworkers and you have a real job, like you don't want to tell people that you do stand up.
Yeah, of course not. It's one of those things where it's like, I do stand up.
Yeah,
I do
and so
comedy.
like she's like, oh, so how was your weekend? And she's a cool lady, so I was like, honestly, I did a couple shows. She's like, oh, what are you, a musician? I was like, actually, I'm a comedian. I had a few shows this weekend. I was like at the Ice House in Pasadena, and she was like, oh my god, no way, because I don't fucking talk to anybody at work, you know. I usually don't at any of my jobs. I've always been the quiet guy, you know, and then. They're like, oh, you're so shy or whatever. And then so I was just, so I gave her my website. And it's funny that Garrett referenced this like comedy album thing that I did.
Oh, yeah.
Before I did stand up, I did like a music thing. And it actually holds up still. And it's pretty fucking funny.
I gotta listen to it.
It's called the Moist album.
The Moist album.
You know what?
And all it is
if I can find the song that I'm thinking of, we'll just end on that song.
Yeah,
Yes.
all it is like it's like ballads and fucking like rap songs about getting pussy.
The Moist album.
And it's called the Moist
That's
album.
awesome. That's so like it sounds like a Spinal Tap album.
Yeah,
That's why I love
it's
it.
fucking great though, and then it's funny because I had fucking forgot about it. And I forgot I put that on the fucking. It automatically plays on the homepage on my website. I forgot that I did that, and so she goes and listens to me tell you it's like.
Oh my god! So that's what she's gonna think.
The McFucking rib, and so the next day she's like, "I heard your album. That shit was fucking hilarious," and it was crazy because I don't know. She's like, "I watched this video." She's like, "You're really funny," and I was like, "Thanks."
Come on to my show. I can't make it.
I love how surprised everyone is whenever they realize that. Holy fuck, Ryan actually is funny. Who the fuck even thought?
See, I'm the same way.
the
Any
same-
day
happens
job,
all the time.
any day job I've had, I've always just kept quiet about it because it's the same thing. It's
Yeah,
it's
dude,
same
'cause
reactions all the
and
time.
then you don't want people to be like, "Oh, tell me a joke."
See, you get that. You get
God, man.
it's you don't want to be anybody's monkey boy. It's one of those things where it's just you know what the response is going to be. So I just avoid it. I don't like to. I'll tell people if like it slips or if people hear or some people know, then I'll bring it up. But
Yeah.
I'm usually quiet because at work because I don't want to get in trouble. Like my mouth will fucking get me in trouble. So that's why I just shut up. And I just do my job.
Mine too, for other reasons.
Yeah, because people are like, "Oh, you're funny. You don't act funny. You don't sound
Yeah,
funny." It's like,
yeah.
Dude, you should just come to a show. Like, I'll show you why I don't.
That's what I
talk.
tell people all the time. You know what's funny is when I was working at this law firm that I worked at before, before I quit. And I was there for 5 years, but like when I finally started doing stand up and it slipped, I told one person and the whole fucking office came over to my desk like the next day. Like one at a time, like, oh, I heard you do stand up. I bet you get a lot of material from us.
Oh, that makes me want to fight everybody.
No. I fucking hate you guys.
But you talk about work a lot. Huh?
Yeah.
Like,
no, it's
I
not
don't.
interesting here at all.
It's nothing here.
Watch, I bet you I'm a character. Right? Do me. Just make me a character right now. Go.
It's
Go.
exactly how it is. And anyway, this like one of the partners at the firm like was really into me, like really wanted to come see me do stand up.
Yeah.
And so he came to like 4 shows, like
Really?
at the beginning when it was early on him and his wife like loved coming to see me do
That's
stand up.
cool.
Yeah.
See, you can only milk them for like maybe 3 or 4 times before they stop, and then until something's different. That's what I learned over the years too. It's like, and then it's like, unless you're, well, is it gonna be the same show that we've seen, or is it gonna be? It's like, no, it's fucking. Just come out. Just come out. You'll enjoy it.
It's hard, now it's especially at doing this dollar show's really fucking like pushed me to write more.
Yeah.
Like
Oh, yeah.
we talked about before. Like we've talked about this. It's like I had some fucking some toothless regular there, fucking give me shit because I told him to be quiet, and he's like, "You've been saying the same shit for 12 months. Why don't you shut the fuck up?"
That's hilarious. I'm sorry. It's hard to take a side, but that was pretty funny.
Yeah, and it hurt my feelings for like months, and that's why I was like, I can't host this show anymore. I gotta have other people because they've been seeing my shit so much, and I just gotta do new stuff.
I mean, it's places like that. It's a good place to work out. Just workout material. This is, there's no guarantee to be.
No, I got
funny,
a
but
bunch of
just
shit
work out.
tonight that I'm gonna throw down.
There you
Nice.
go. There you go.
I'm very interested to see Ryan's new stuff too, because like I mean I've been going to so many of his shows when he started that like I was like I could do it. I know all of his stuff. He changed them all the time, which is cool. I like that. But then I was like, okay, cool. I'm gonna go and
Bet you can't now. It's been a while.
That's what I'm
since
saying.
you've
Like
been
I'm very excited for a brand new Ryan D set.
There you go. With time, it gets tighter, gets stronger, just like everything. It's just like working
Just
out
like
a
your
muscle.
dick.
Well, even
just
the,
like a cock.
even the old shit. I mean, well, when's the last time you saw me do a set?
Oh, it's been years. No, probably last time I went to the Dollar, which was a few months ago.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I would say like
I thought
3 or 4.
I'm not talking about like at a club or anything. Like you haven't gone to see me,
last
like,
I saw you at the Ice House.
Last
the
January,
Most, yeah, the most. Not last January. Oh wait, are you talking about this January?
No, I'm just asking. I was like, wasn't it last January?
It was less than a year ago. I'll say that. That's for sure. But I saw you at the Ice House on the main stage and on stage
okay,
2.
so that was a good one.
Yeah, there's a bunch of them.
Was it a comedy time show?
No, it was probably a Ralph Figueroa show.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Good old Ralph.
Yeah.
Good old
Yeah.
Ralph. Yeah, when I did the Ice House back in the day, we did comedy time. We got paid $25 and a T-shirt. They really wanted to make sure you got a free T-shirt.
That was on Sundays, wasn't it?
Yeah, it
Time?
was.
Yeah.
It was. I don't know.
But that was I think they don't have that bitch that runs it anymore because
they changed
she was ripping people off or something like that. And
she probably was just giving the T-shirt, not the $25.
yeah, I remember there being a problem with the chick who
Really?
who was doing the Sunday nights there. Yeah.
Yeah, interesting.
All right, so Mark, tell us about your do you have a different style of comedy, or do you it's just mainly just whatever your life is, or do you actually go towards a different direction where you want to make it all kind of fit into a certain genre, like some comics do?
Oh, just kind of like this is I'm the angry married comic, or I'm the I'm not. Take my wife. Please take my wife. No, I pretty much use the stage to air out my personal grudges against myself and everybody else.
Oh,
I'm
cool.
very passive. So all the problems that I have, I just talk about it on stage, and then I just try to make them funny. So it's all personal. It comes from the personal point of view.
Got it.
I get material from people I used to work with to just people in general. Me being I'm a third generation Mexican American, so I get a lot of shit growing up because I wasn't Mexican enough, or I was too American.
That's our life completely.
Yeah, it's all of us that
We're
belong.
all we're all halfies here.
You
Yeah,
grew
all
up,
of
you
us.
grew up in what, Covina, right?
Bowling Park,
Bowling Park. Yeah.
which is
Yeah.
next to Covina, so it's
Yeah.
it's pretty much in that same area. But
Exactly. I was born in Monterey Park, then I moved to El Sereno, and then
Oh.
El Monte.
oh, okay.
And so my entire life is
El
like
Monte.
the Asians wouldn't convert. They're like, you're not Asian, and then the Mexicans are like, fuck no, get out of here, Chino.
Yeah, exactly. Because
Yeah.
you're what half Mexican.
I'm half Chinese and Mexican.
Okay, there you go.
Ryan's white and Mexican, and
I'm half
Ricky is the
Mexican,
most.
half Mexican.
Ricky was the most Mexican person here.
He's the one who,
but
just,
he was the
just quit.
whitest.
Yeah, he just left. He just left us here, high and dry. But
It's like adios, vatos.
yeah, but he thinks he's fucking Huntington Beach, but that bitch is a beaner.
Yeah, see. I could fluctuate pretty good. As soon as I get to my old parts or East LA,
Yeah.
I'll kick in a little bit here and there. But when I go to
You
Sherman
gotta
Oaks,
adapt.
I have to. You right
Yes.
away. You gotta adapt.
That's smart.
I used to work in Sherman Oaks, so
Yeah.
right away, I know how they are. I know how I have to
Yeah.
talk to them. I know how to approach them. Take off the Raider hat, don't scare them. Take off the Lokes, that kind of thing. And then they're like, oh, okay, he's safe.
No,
he's
keep
okay.
on the Raider hat.
Well, when I want to scare them, I totally do. I leave the Lokes on. I put the Raider hat on. But then when I see a cholo wearing a Raider hat and Lokes, I'm like, fuck that, get the hell out of here.
Yeah.
Move. But yeah, no, I could adapt to both sides. I could the white people in Sherman Oaks to the Mexicans in La Puente.
Right.
I could adapt, but yeah, no, that's pretty much me.
Well, that's why Mark and I became good friends so fast, is because we fucking relate with that, and we both kind of talk about it in our stand-ups the same,
yeah, it was almost
So-
like, hey, that's like me. It's like
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
Mark.
Yeah.
Yeah, because we both come from pretty much the same, that same point of view.
Yeah.
Where it's just, you got to deal with everyone's shit. But that's pretty much where I come from. I come from a place where I don't fucking care anymore. So I just try to shit on everybody. That's my slogan. I even have a shirt. Merchandise on sale.
Nice. I want some of that.
Shit on
I'm sorry. Say that again. Where's that?
Oh, fakemarkgonzalez.com.
Boom.
Yeah, but it's pretty much what my whole act. I don't know. I don't like to say act. It's material. The things I
No,
talk
it's,
about.
yeah,
on stage,
it's your thing.
Yeah.
That
I
everyone
call
has
it-
to have a thing.
I call it my act.
You say your act.
Yeah.
I go I remember oh, you see that for your act. I'm like, it's not an act. It's real life.
Yeah, unless you're truly doing something different, let's say, I don't know, your name
I don't
is
know, 'cause I feel
Brad,
like-
Brad Whiteman, and you're like Odelay,
Oh,
on
yeah,
stage. That's what I'm saying. It's your thing that you're doing up there.
But it's an act. I mean, you're
Hey,
doing.
no, it definitely
I mean,
is.
if you're doing a tight 10, you know what 10 minutes is. So
Oh,
you
absolutely.
You got to do your 10.
It's still, it's still an act. It's still material. It's stuff like that. But if anything, it's just because all the stuff is personal, material. All the material I talk about on stage, it's either it's like it's very gonzo journalism because it happened, but you just don't know what parts actually happened,
Right,
and, like,
right.
what actually is factual, what truthful and all that kind of stuff. But it's all like based on like real life situations that I've gone through personally. But I just find a way to talk about it.
Should be your album based on a true story.
based on the truth. Hey, there you go. That's actually I've been planning. I'm actually planning my album, and
I think that might be taken though. If I'm not
By a
mistaken.
comedian?
Yeah, you
we
should
gotta
look.
it
You
up.
should look into it.
We gotta
yeah.
look it up now. Based on
pretty
the true
good.
story. That's actually pretty dope.
Nice. All right, take another swig of this real quick, and then I'm going to get into another part real quick. All right, so, Mark, Ryan tells me that you have been on stage and you've been on tour with Ralphie May.
Mm-hmm.
Now, you have obviously have had some success in your life, but another thing he told me is that you kind of found him, too.
Oh yeah.
So, for those of you that don't know, Ralphie May died, and his body was found in part by this man right here. Do you want to tell us a little bit about like going on
Why are you
stage?
making it sound like a sponsorship?
I'm trying to get the questions out concisely so that you can just go
I'm not. Yeah, absolutely. I'll always talk about it.
perfectly. Can you just give us some backstory on like all that stuff? So on tour, and then how it kind of led up to this point.
Yeah. Well, as far as what happened, it was I've known him for years, and then he hit me up in June. We're hanging out, and he goes, "Hey, you want to work with me?" I was like, "Absolutely." So I was supposed to meet up with him in Vegas again, which I did because he has a residency back there, and then or down there, I should say. And then a couple weeks in, he was sick. He had pneumonia. He had walking pneumonia, and he wasn't doing too good. So we're taking care of him those couple of weeks, and then he was feeling better. And then he went back home. Oh wait, no, he stayed in Vegas. Because the whole thing he was going to do is he's going to fly back and forth to Vegas from Nashville. Okay. And so that second week I was there, he stood. He was feeling better. He was doing good. Even that like the Wednesday night, or actually I should say Thursday. Thursday night he was better. Like he was walking around. He had color in his face again, and he was doing good. Like, hey, like you're back. He goes, yeah, I'm feeling better. I was like, holy shit, like let's do this then. Let's have some fun.
Yeah.
So we got up, did some business and stuff like that, and then we did the show, and we busted balls all night, had a good time. He wanted to eat, took him to Jack in the Box. And his last words to me were, "All right, yeah, I'm gonna eat this, and go to bed and have a good night. Love y'all." We always told each other we love each other. Cool. So then that was it, and then went to bed. I was gonna get the next morning, run and go run my morning jog and just work on some stuff because I was pretty much gonna be my life like till further notice. Be on the road with Ralphie. I was gonna go on the road with him, feature open. I was gonna move in with him. I was gonna move with him in Nashville too. I was gonna go back and forth, and pretty much I was gonna help him do some road managing stuff too. So I got to learn the ins and outs of comedy, which I was totally pumped. Yeah. Next level shit. And then of course the next day, I go for my jog. I come back, get a text from his assistant. Hey, can you get him ready for an interview? Like in 7 minutes. Yeah, absolutely. Say right back.
I love that he's the assistant's like, hey, can you go do this?
Well,
like, I'm not gonna be fucked to do it. Can you go do this?
Waking him up was always a mission. Corey and Chad, the Smash Brothers, I go on the road with them too, and they were always with the road with them. So they already warned me, like, try to get Big Boy up. You got to have a coffee. You got to get a joint ready.
Yeah,
that's how you get him up. But I went to go wake him up, and then as soon as I woke him up, I walked in. I knocked because he's always like half naked. So I walked in. And I just kind of looked in and I just saw him toppled on the floor. And immediately I thought, holy shit, like he either fell asleep, because he would fall asleep sitting up. And then I just thought he just toppled over and that was it. I was like, fuck, I woke him up. Hey, wake up, you cool? Hey. And then I just noticed he was cold. And then right away I'm just like, shit, how long has he like this for? Like, what the fuck? And just everything. It was like the worst situation, like all the worst case scenario happening, like right then and there. Like it just was one of those things where, is this a dream? Is this real? Like what the fuck? Like it was completely surreal. So right away, I ran and grabbed my phone, dialed 911. I was trying to wake him up the whole time. And then I saw the corner of his face. I could tell he was red, really dark reddish. I was like, fuck. And then 911's like, okay, how is he? Like, he's on the floor, face down. You got to flip him over. I'm like, there's no fucking way I can flip up Ralphie May.
Wow.
Like, there's no fucking way. I haven't even listened. I don't know why I would want to, but I haven't listened to the 911 call. It's online somewhere.
Oh, is it?
Oh, yeah. And you can hear me. Like, it's just me clearly frantic. And like, my mom heard it. I'm like, I heard your voice. I'm sorry you had to go through. Like, why did you listen
so
to it?
weird, too. Like, right? Your mother?
To it? Yeah.
Your mother's like, yeah, I listened to it over and over and over. I'm like, whoa. But that's a mom though. That's a straight mom.
Of course, she was
like
worried.
Right now, my mom's like talking to me on the chat board, and she's texting me at the same time. And I'm like,
that's a good mom.
Mom, yeah, she listens to every single episode that we do.
That's awesome. That's a good mom. Hi, mom. My mom's like that too.
Yep.
She always
Sweet.
supports me.
Shout out Mark's mom.
Strangely enough,
might be
my
watching-
mom stays away from the podcast.
I think that's the smarter move, just because she's like, no, I definitely don't. I definitely
I don't think she wants to
wanna
know
do
some of
it.
this shit though.
Yeah,
I think it is a smarter move.
I think it is the smarter move, but whatever. You do what you want. Shout out Mark's mom, my mom. What's up?
There you go.
All right.
And so then, so then, right away, she's like, or 911 operator's like, yeah, you gotta flip them over. I'm like, there's no fucking way. She goes, do whatever you have to do. Lift the mattress, move them. You gotta flip them over. I'm like, all right. So I lifted up the mattress. The headboard came down, threw that in the fucking hallway. Still tried. Like, you just hear me fucking trying the whole fucking time. And then, check a neighbor, ask a neighbor. And I'm like, all right. So I went to the neighbor's house and I knocked on the door. First off, there's a truck that looks like it belonged to some dude from like Huntington Beach. There's like, Red Bull stickers and Monster stickers and Pennywise stickers all over it. I'm like, all right, there's got to be a bro in here that's going to help me lift up Ralphie. No, this little old fucking lady opens the door. Can I help you? Wait, absolutely not. Is there anybody that's not you that's like look like me, maybe a bit bigger with actual muscles and stronger that can help me lift my friend? Like, he fell forward. She's like, my husband maybe. Let me see. I think he has to put on clothes. I'm like, I don't even know what the fuck you guys were doing, but I don't want to know.
Yeah.
So I just walked back. I ran back because I had her on speaker, and she's like, "You gotta go back." I was like, "All right, try again." So finally, just dawned on me. I'm like, because I used to do judo, so I was like, "Oh wait, fucking, I know how to do this," but I just didn't want to hurt him. That was the whole thing. Is I just didn't want to fucking hurt him. So like, I just I grabbed his arm, with his right arm, I hurt him, with my left arm or my left armpit. So I kind of kicked and pushed at the same time, or pushed and pulled at the same time until I finally got him over. But the whole point was that I wanted to make sure his body didn't fall on my leg, and of course that's exactly what happened. So as soon as I flipped him over, his whole body just landed on my leg. So next thing you know, I'm yelling for help for me. For me,
Christ.
yeah, it's way more detailed than the last time I told you.
Yeah,
So, and this
I didn't know this part.
Yeah, no, I have to save a little bit for everything.
Fuck.
I'm actually trying to talk about it on stage now. But see, there you go. That's part of my part of my act.
Yeah.
So now, he fell on my. It's funny because so his body's on my leg, on my left leg. So now I'm kicking him, like not giving a fuck anymore. Like, get him off, like get him off. And like he's gone. Like his face is completely purple. I mean, I'm crying and shit too. I'm breaking down because I just lost my friend.
Yeah.
But like at the same time, I'm just fucking kicking him so hard. Get the fuck off me! Oh, I can't. Like, and then finally I hear paramedics show up, and then right away I'm like, in here. And then like they walk in and then just walk right out and like, all right, man. I don't want you to think we're not doing anything, but let me be the first to tell you that your friend's gone. I'm like, there's no fucking way. Like we had all these plans. Like there's, we had a show tonight, this whole weekend. Like he's got 5 more weeks. We're the whole 2018. We're supposed to pull up the calendar and start checking out dates. Like I was gonna go the road for the whole fucking year. And like, finally I worked up to this level to work with him. Finally, like I said, I've known him for like 5 years.
Yeah.
And no, it's just that was it. And it was one of those things where it's like I didn't know what to feel. I didn't know like how I should react. It's like, well, we've known each other, but it's like we're not like best friends. Like, and then like all of a sudden I just start like just bawling like crazy. I'm going, and then I started thinking of all the things he would tell me, like all the personal shit, like texting and just telling me, pulling me aside and telling me, how he thought I was a really good comic. So I was just kind of like, fuck, like I lost that, and then just that was it. And then it was crazy. But the best part try to point some positivity to this story. That so I'm a big action hero fan.
The Last Action Hero with
Last
Arnold
action
Schwarzenegger?
hero. No, just action movies in general. So anything 80s. So since it's a special celebrity case, they had these detectives come in.
Yeah.
And then this lady comes in, I'm Detective Johnson, and this is Detective Riggs. And I went, excuse me? Riggs. What? And he goes, no, I haven't seen the movie, and yes, I know who that is. And we're all of us, everyone in the whole fucking room. The cop, the first response cop, to like Gabe, to like everyone that was here, were going, your fucking last name is Riggs? Like we completely forgot that Ralphie died. Like,
Did you make it?
we're just like,
And that's true. That's in the true comic fashion of all this. Whoa!
right, we're just
Back
like-
the fuck up. Everything else doesn't matter. Your last name's Riggs?
and you're a cop? Like that's it. He goes, I've never seen the movie. I went, that's fucking bullshit. If
I would have been like, I would go around every day going, I'm too old for this shit.
exactly.
I'm getting too old
Dude, he
for
was
this
young.
shit.
He was like 27 and like Puerto Rican. I'm like, how the fuck is your last name Riggs? Like we wanted to know.
So funny.
But it's funny because he goes, I never seen the movie. I was like, if my last name was Riggs, that would be the reason why I would become a cop. It's
Right.
like, you have to. You were chosen to be a cop. So like, and they were cool. Like, I mean, it was scary as fuck because I had to give like 4 different interviews and I had to make sure it all matched because, I was alone with them. So right away I'm going, I didn't do anything. Like right away, it's like that one of those feelings. So when the report came out, his autopsy came out, he just died of natural causes, and it gives some closure because it's kind of like wow, because we didn't know. It's like he was feeling fine, stuff like that. I mean that night his foot was actually so swollen he could have put on his shoes, so he had to put on the slip-ons, which clearly I guess it was a sign, but he said it was fine. So we can't argue against him.
Yeah, of course. You're not thinking, oh well, you're probably not gonna last throughout the night.
Yeah, I mean he's the boss too. You kind of have to do what he says. Like,
he's like, don't fucking care. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about my shoes. Don't worry about
he was
feet.
just like, just have me put on my slip-ons. And I was like, no problem. You want to do this? He goes, yeah, let's go. I feel good. Like, all right, let's do it. So, and just that night, and we even joked about it too, because that night, Gabe was on the host for the weekend. His name is Gabe Lopez, very funny comic from Vegas.
Yeah,
and he was hosting, and me and Ralph were backstage in the theater. And we always Ric Flair to chop each other. So he just goes, woo. And then he's like, and I told him, I was like, dude, I felt like we almost lost you last weekend because he was really bad last weekend, the weekend before.
Yeah.
And so, and I just compared it to like, you ever seen Conan the Barbarian?
Yes.
You know the scene where the gods are trying to take him back, where they have to hold him down and tie him down? Mm-hmm. And so I told him, I was like, it was like, the comedy gods are trying to take you back. And he just got started going, because you tagged on my face, you fucking spick. You're all like riding on my face. Well, like we just started fucking dying, just kind of like just busting balls. And he even goes, yeah, he goes, you're the magician because you're fucking Asian. Because he always said, because I look Filipino and shit.
Yeah.
So that, and he's just we're just having fun with it. And, next thing you know, it's like that shit happens because it's, I don't know, man. It's like one of those things where like life's so fucking short, just like that. And it was just hard to believe that, that was it. So that was damn near almost 6 months ago now, I think. Yeah, October, November, December, January, February. 4 months. No, 5, 4 months.
Yeah, dude. That is some crazy ass shit right there.
Yeah, that's. So yeah, we did the whole thing with his memorial, which was a lot of fun, but of course we were missing him. Yeah, man, that's pretty much like my story with Ralph. And then so right now we're just kind of like trying to figure shit out, like, because he employed so many people.
Yeah,
and he had
exactly.
so many people on his team, so everyone's kind of like, what do we do now? So it's
like everyone's in like a basket right now. We're like, all right, we're all getting lifted to do this thing. We're all working hard to do everything, and then the basket's just like, and
just like that, it's like everyone, there's
you have to grasp onto like, oh shit, like okay, we got to do stuff now.
Yeah, like some of his managers are still looking for jobs and they're barely getting by, and it's kind of like shit. Like I quit my job for to be with him.
Yeah.
And I was luckily because I've quit jobs before to do stand up, so I knew what to do and how to prepare. So luckily I had a little savings saved. But one of those things though, where it's kind of like, fuck, like where do you go from here? And like kind of so many things. Like I've been finding a lot of like like it's like maybe this isn't meant for me or like that kind of shit. You just kind of have to keep going. Like that's the hard part is
you have to be able to hit the ground and then roll and then just go on.
Right back up.
Go
again.
right back, start climbing again.
It's funny. I didn't realize you have a Chiba Chew fucking sticker on there.
Oh yeah.
First time I hung out, I'll tell this story real quick about Ralph.
Go.
First time I hung out with Ralph, he goes, "Hey, you want to get high with me?" I'm like, "Absolutely. Where's the joint?"
Ralphie, no, I don't want to get high with you.
He goes, "Yeah." He goes, "Where's?" He goes, "I was like, yeah. Where's the joint? Where's the bong?" He goes, "Open your hand." He goes, "Yeah, give me that." He goes, "Eat this." And I didn't know it was a Chiba Chew, so I was like, "I'll put it in my pocket." We're watching wrestling, and then he goes on stage. The twins come back, and I started eating whatever he gave me. And so when the twins like, "What are you eating?" I was like, "Oh, it's a Chiba Chew." And then he goes, "Oh my God, what? You eat the whole thing?" I was like, "Yeah." He goes, "Which one?" I was like, "Oh, it's a Decadose." And then he just starts laughing his ass off. Chad, he goes, "Oh, bye." He goes, "You're going to go to Pluto right now. See ya. See ya." I was like, "Whatever. Yeah, I've done drugs before." He goes, "No, you're looking at about 7 hours." I was like, "Nah, whatever. I'll write it out. No big deal." No, it fucking like 15, 20 minutes later, my neck's like this. I'm all sucking in the couch. I can't fucking move. And then like 2 hours go by. I'm completely just retarded. And I don't smoke.
Melted to whatever your surface you're on.
I'm just fucking retarded like this.
Yeah.
Ralphie comes back. Right away, Chad goes, "You gave this motherfucker a Chiba Chew?" Ralphie immediately just goes, "I told that nigga to take half." And I go, "No, you didn't. You just told me to take the whole thing." And Ralphie they were just busting my balls the whole fucking night. And they were just fucking, they're fucking stabbing me with their fingers and like fucking with my head. I threw up. I just remember that I threw up. So when I see Chiba Chews, I get like a cold chill. Like,
yeah, like tequila. You guys gave me a fucking tequila shot. I was like, yeah.
Yeah, dude, you got to do it. It's a new segment every single episode. No, I'm kidding. I'm totally fucking. That was the end of this bottle. I kid you not. I've had this bottle for like months.
Oh my God.
And like I was just like, you know what? That'd be a fun thing. Like I didn't know you weren't gonna bring alcohol. It just furthered the fact that I wanted to give you a shot of tequila.
There he goes.
All right. So on that note, we're gonna go ahead and just go ahead into some entertainment news.
Do you want to? Okay, it's already 8:30.
Yeah. So what time do you have to get out of here?
Mark can stay as late as he wants, but I got to get going and get everybody situated.
All right, perfect. That's fine. So real quick, I'm just going to pause the actual audio itself. We're going to say goodbye, Ryan. If you are watching live, go to the Silver Dollar in El Monte, California. There you go. I don't care how far you are. Just do it now.
Come out, right?
Yeah,
I'll give you a spot.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Down, go over there.
And we're probably going to wrap it up in just like a little bit. So everyone, see ya, Ryan. And your mic's off.
I may have some news for you. Go ahead.
Entertainment news, everybody. This just broke out. I'm not gonna get to this story. I have a question for you. News story that'll make you guys a little bit tingly in the fans. Okay, we need to move on from that. I need to get away from that real quick. I read somewhere that their periods attract bears.
All right. So Ryan D has vacated the premises. He is going to the Silver Dollar Saloon in El Monte, California. And we are going to finish this up. First off, we got some news from the box office. Did you go check out the movies this last week?
Last week? No, I almost went this past weekend. We almost saw Winchester.
Oh, really?
But
Interesting. Okay, yeah.
Did you see anything this past weekend?
I saw a few things. Interestingly enough, though, I haven't seen them in theaters. So one of the brand new things right now is the what's it called? The Cloverfield Paradox.
Yes, I saw that last night.
Yeah.
Oh, the other night. Yeah, whenever it came out, the Super Bowl Sunday.
Yeah, and that first of all, we're talking about the actual. I think that the way that they released it is genius. They basically, I've been following this because this is kind of the thing that this is my job right now, is doing entertainment news stuff. I've been following it being actually kind of passed around. It started at Paramount, then they just gave it to Netflix. Obviously, they sold it. I mean, but then Netflix is just like, how are we going to market this? And the way that they did it, I think, is genius, and also. I'm very curious to see how the outcome's going to be because it's only been a few days.
Yeah.
But I want to see the numbers. I want to see the numbers. How many people watch this because of how they did this? And what they did is for Super Bowl Sunday, during the Super Bowl, they aired the very first and most likely the last trailer for the Cloverfield Paradox. And that is the interesting part, is because what they did is they said, here's the trailer. You can go watch it after the Super Bowl. And as soon as they did that, I was like, oh, shit. Well, I'm in.
I knew exactly what I was doing.
I have never ever in my life watched a movie so close to the first trailer I've ever seen in my life than what they did. They're like, here, watch this. I'm like, yeah, okay. I was home. I was already home. I'm like,
and you were a fan of it before too, right?
Yeah. So this is going to be the third installment in the Cloverfield franchise. Cloverfield, if you're unfamiliar, is something that is very loosely tied together. Do not think Marvel Universe. Do not think of something like that. It is something that is tied together in a very different sort of way. And in the way that I can sort of explain it without giving too much away, I think it's more closely related to something like a Black Mirror, where it's an anthology. And there may or may not be some Easter eggs here or there or whatever that mean anything or nothing.
Yeah.
So executive producer is J.J. Abrams, who's known for doing stuff like this. And this is just another iteration in this, but I believe it's a good installment that kind of helps you understand a little bit of the backstory for the other movies. We're going to talk about the actual, like what we thought about the movie in a little bit, but I wanted to go into this. Since you didn't watch anything over the weekend in theaters, I'm going to just give you the numbers. So for the top 5 of last week, we had number 1, Jumanji, which came back.
What? Really?
Yeah, that shit, like, it was at number 1 when it came out and all that stuff, and then it dropped down like normal movies do. Then it came back to number 1, which is very rare. It's not unheard of, but it is very rare for a movie to do that. And now it came back to number 1 for box office at a 10.9 million in its 7th week. I think that this has actually made more money than anyone has ever expected to make.
Yeah, because when you think, another Jumanji, you're not thinking, this is going to be a blockbuster.
Yeah, especially it came out, I think, right after Star Wars, The Last Jedi, which isn't even in the top 10.
I'm sure that dropped.
That isn't even in the top 10.
I love the movie, but like I was one of the rare ones that, I had to watch it again. But Jumanji, I
had to watch Star Wars more than once.
I watched it like a couple times.
Because at first I was like, wait, what?
I walked off going, what? Like the first time, like,
exactly.
I don't know. I have to watch it again.
Exactly. Yeah. I was like, I need to be sober, first of all. I need to watch it in the daytime. And I was just like, I'm taking notes. I'm like, what the fuck is going on right now?
So many things I caught the second time. I'm going, oh, they did explain
Yes.
that. Like, did you do that?
But barely. It was like one of those things that's like, and also this other stuff. But yeah, so that was interesting. But Jumanji, it's crazy. In its 7th week is still at number 1, whereas Star Wars, let's put it back. Star Wars, 8th week. 1 week later is at number 16.
Oh, dude.
That is
huge.
crazy domestically. But I'm just saying, like, look at the legs on this fucking movie. Number 2 is The Maze Runner Death Cure, which I heard is good. It's the third. Yeah, it's the third one in the Maze Runner franchise, and it's in its 2nd week, and that's at number 2. Good for it. Whatever. Number 3 is the one you were talking about, Winchester.
Oh, okay. Oh, wow. I was actually doing good this weekend then.
Yeah. So Winchester came out. It made like a good 9.3 million on a very low budget. This is not one of those blockbusters that like is $100 million budget. You know what I mean? This.
Yeah.
I bet you they made this for under 50 for sure. It took place in one house. I'm imagining. I don't know if they actually used the Winchester Mansion. I should check that out actually. But I've actually been there. Have you been there?
No, I haven't. I've heard stories about it and stuff like. I could have sworn there was a thing about it in Ghostbusters, but maybe I was wrong. But the new one, the all
the all female one.
Yeah, no, I knew. I mean, I've heard of it. I just had no real interest about it because it's a horror movie, right?
Yeah,
yeah. So
they well the thing is because of my actual visit to it, I was like, oh, this is more historical than horror. Than horror.
She is kind of horror.
Yeah. Well, she is played by Dame Helen Mirren.
Oh, okay. There you go.
I'm pretty sure she's in the later stages of her life, but I'll still go.
Yeah. As the old saying goes, there's no eggs in her Easter basket, so go right on in.
Come right on in.
Yeah, there you go.
There you go. Dame Helen Mirren is playing the widow of the Winchester, the guy. Whoever he is.
Enough about him. Let's go back to her.
And last week we did tell you exactly the premise. So it is the widow of the guy who made the Winchester rifle, and she said she was haunted by the ghosts of all the people killed by the Winchester rifles.
Interesting.
And so the ghost told her, or not something around the ghost told her to, or she did this herself, to keep building onto her house because the more she built, the more confused the ghosts got. And so they wouldn't haunt her as much.
Interesting.
That's what I learned on the actual tour. For this movie, they're kind of taking what she said and they're just making it so it's like I'm building so that I'm trapping the ghosts and like they're not gonna haunt me. But then something happens where they get out, and then horror ensues.
Yeah, and then chaos.
Exactly.
Interesting.
So it is one of those things that I'm like, I'd check it out. But actually, now that I've just bought Movie Pass, I might go check it out.
There you go.
Because I can. Movie Pass, of course, you get a movie every single day if you want.
It's not bad.
For $10 a month, and
Really?
I'm obviously not sponsored by them. I'd love to be, but it's one of those things that the first thing I thought was I can go check out all those movies that I don't want to pay for. Oh, Winchester. I'll wait for it to be like on Netflix or blah blah blah, or I'll be like, you know what, I can just go see it. Boom, and it's not going to cost me a thing.
That's awesome.
Exactly.
That's awesome.
Number 5, Greatest Showman, and 5, The Post. 2 great installments. You should check them out too. Winchester was the only one in their first week, and Maze Runner in their second. Coming out this weekend, though, let's see if anyone gets excited for this. We have finally, and I love this because I saw the billboard, the climax of the franchise. 50 Shades Free.
Is this when she dies finally after being strangled throughout the whole 3?
Oh, does she? I hope so. I don't know. I've never read any of the books, but I watched the first one.
Did you?
The reason why, actually, is a funny story. So my girlfriend at the time, we went to a drive-in theater.
Okay.
And for the drive-in theater that we went to, it's a double feature.
Oh, all right.
So you drive in, it's whatever movie playing with whatever movie.
What was playing with it?
I want to say it was one of two things. It was either Ninja Turtles or Transform. Like it was something. It was another blockbuster.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, I want to go see this movie, but then we had to sit through this. And granted, there wasn't much paying attention. But but still, I was like, every now and then I looked at the screen. I'm like, what the fuck? Why is this a movie? This is stupid. But hey, you got 2 more movies out of it. So 50 Shades Freed is, like I said, the climax of it. This is the 3rd installment of the franchise. Do with that what you will. Both stars have notably said that they don't want to be in this, but they're doing it anyway.
They're
so,
sore. They're sore. They can't take it
It's
anymore.
too much. It's too much. It's too much. There you go. Besides that, we have 1517 to Paris. This is an interesting one. This is a movie filmed and directed by Clint Eastwood.
Oh.
And he actually is taking like he does a lot, an actual event and recreating it in a story format. But the interesting thing about this is he actually cast the people involved.
Whoa.
So this is actually 3 Americans that discover a terrorist plot aboard a train in France. And basically what happened is that they stopped the terrorists. But the thing is, he's like, I'm going to film this, but I want the actual people that did it.
That's
so
crazy.
The people that you're watching in this movie are the actual people that stopped the real terrorist in real life.
Wow. See, that makes me want to watch it. Just knowing that fact. Like,
Right? It is like there's certain gimmicks that you're like, oh, that's stupid. I don't want to watch it. This one's like, maybe.
Man, it's like you're watching a.
Granted, they could be terrible actors, but I'm just saying.
Well, I mean,
They're playing themselves doing the same thing that they did.
it's kind of an action movie, right?
Oh, definitely.
Yeah, so
action
then-
thriller, if I had to guess.
Yeah, hopefully they don't have to like act too much. Hopefully they're just. I'm sure they had classes, right? At least to.
We'll see.
Brush up
We
on
will see. And then finally, in wide release at least, we have the well-awaited. I wish Ryan was here for this because he was the one that told me about it before I even knew. Peter Rabbit.
Oh, finally, we get our Peter Rabbit.
Our
movie.
Peter Rabbit movie. So Ryan works for a company that worked for, I believe it's Sony.
Yeah.
And he, as soon as he saw this, he's like, what the fuck is Sony doing? He's like, look at this. He's like, they're doing a Peter Rabbit movie. And then, like, after that, we saw a trailer, and it had James Corden and a bunch of other voices for this CGI hybrid, live-action hybrid.
Yeah.
It looked atrocious. It was
Hey,
horrible.
Peter, was it Rascal Rabbit? Is that what
Rascal Rebel Rabbit.
Oh.
Peter fucking Rabbit. That's a thing, and I guarantee you it's not going to break double digits. Like, I feel like number one next week.
Jumanji #1 again.
It's close,
Oh.
but it will be 50 Shades.
Oh, okay. Yeah, okay.
Then very possibly Jumanji. Then 1517. I don't know that Peter Rabbit will break the top 5, to be honest. Let me check what it was. Maze Runner, Winchester, Showman, The Post. I'm saying Peter Rabbit is 5 or under. It's not going up above 4. That's ridiculous. All right.
I mean, there'll be kids there, and kids will.
That's the only thing that it's saving grace is it doesn't have anything else in that genre of kids movie.
Yeah.
Really. Well,
Well-
Jumanji is not that bad, to be honest. So,
It's The Rock and Kevin Hart, so
and it's like PG or something.
yeah, and you got Jack Black, being Jack Black, so doing Jack Black.
Have you seen it?
No.
It's actually
Have you
it's
seen
actually
it?
kind of funny. You want to know why I saw it?
Why?
Movie Pass.
Oh, there you go. For $10 a month.
I was like, you know what? I'll fucking go check out Jumanji.
I'm a picky person, so it comes to, even with movies, it's like it. I saw the first one.
Yeah.
I don't know why I saw the first one, but I saw the first one and I liked it. It was Robin Williams.
Yeah, of course.
So when I saw this, I'm going. I mean, it looked funny. The trailer looked funny, but it just wasn't enough for me to go. All right, I'm gonna watch this movie.
Yeah, I remember this being announced, and everyone was just like, "What the fuck are you even thinking?
Yeah.
You're gonna reboot because we didn't know reboot Jumanji. You're gonna redo it. What the fuck are you gonna do?" This is actually a pretty good sequel, to be honest. Like the way they set it up, not only does it pay homage to the first one, it doesn't taint any of it, and it just kind of shows that it's evolving. And I'm like, it's not bad.
Yeah, because it's a completely different movie.
It's a different movie completely, and I think it's more so a trail. Well, it's a sequel to. Have you ever seen the actual animated TV show that they did for Jumanji?
No.
They used to do that. I remember because I was still in elementary school, and I would watch it either before or after I got home. It was on UPN, and it was
Now that I think about it, maybe it did.
yeah, it was animated. So the kids, the same characters, the 2 kids from the movie and Robin Williams' character, they got sucked into the game every time for whatever reason. They're like, let's go home and play Jumanji, where we have life-threatening shit all the time. Every day is like, let's roll the die, we're going into Jumanji. I'm like, son of a bitch, every single week you're doing something where you're gonna die. Why are you doing this all the time? So I would watch that. But that's what this was, and you get sucked in. Except the difference with this one is that you are actually an avatar, hence The Rock,
Yeah.
hence Kevin Hart, etc. So I like what they did. It's slightly changing a little bit of the mythos, but it's fine. It's kind of explaining a lot too, which I love. One thing that they didn't that I don't like because they didn't explain it. We'll talk about it now. Cloverfield. So this is my segue into the Cloverfield paradox. This is the movie we were talking about a little bit earlier, where they just released a trailer at the Super Bowl, and then they're like, "You can watch it now," which I think is the smartest thing that they have ever done. You want it for two reasons. One, that's a great marketing strategy, to be honest.
Yeah.
Show your only trailer at at one of the biggest televised events of all time.
All
really,
time, it's it.
And just be like, you can go watch it right now. Also, because of the platform, you don't have to leave your couch. You're like, okay, the game's done. Boop, movie. That's all you have to do. Two, I didn't really care for this movie that much. It's not a great movie.
There's some parts of me going, I feel like this should have been a made-for-TV movie. Where I was kind of like,
this is the thing. It's on the verge. So I actually do enjoy the acting pretty well.
Yeah.
I like the effects. I like a lot of it. The thing that I have the most quarrel with, and I've actually heard on reviews that the people are also on the same side as me, there's a lot of things that don't make any sense at all.
There's that. There's going to be that. Maybe.
And we're not gonna go into spoilers for you guys. Just tuning in. You haven't checked it out. It is a good movie, and if you're enjoying the franchise, check it out when you have time. But it's not one of those things that I would recommend if you're like, I want to see the best of everything. This one's one of those things like, okay, all right, I enjoyed myself. I don't regret it.
It could be one of those where you just have to wait till the next one, like where it's oh, now everything makes sense because. This one kind of it made some sense, like as far as like the first one.
Yeah.
And then, well, clearly, but like it was one of those things where it's like you still gotta wait, like kind of thing. It's just it's a movie and a series of movies, so you kind of have to wait, kind of like like Star Wars and stuff like that.
Absolutely.
So that's why I'm like, all right, we'll see. That's what I'm looking for the next one now, because you're right about that.
Absolutely. In the J.J. Abrams fashion, and J.J. Abrams is the executive producer on this. You have a lot of questions that are answered, and then even more questions that make that you come up with afterwards. Like, wait, but why did this happen? I'm not going to give any spoilers away, but it actually does explain a lot in the Cloverfield, universe. But it makes you ask so many more questions after the fact. I'm like, what? That part doesn't make sense though. What about this? What about this? What about this? What about this?
I thought that was
exactly.
Yeah.
That makes no sense. But if you want to know a little bit more about the Cloverfield universe, this is a good, solid sci-fi movie with a lot of holes. So if you like Swiss cheese, let me say that. If you like Swiss cheese, which it tastes really nice when you're eating it, but there's a lot of holes in it. This is a good movie. This is a nice Swiss cheese movie. So check that out if you haven't. If you have your own ideas about what's going on with the Cloverfield paradox, definitely check it or leave it down in the comments. Let us know what you think. All right, I'm gonna speed through some of these titles, but the first one is one of the newer ones. This is we've been dealing with a lot of claims for sexual harassment in Hollywood. One of the interesting ones that came out recently was Uma Thurman sat down with the New York Times and gave an interview. And it touched on her claims against Harvey Weinstein for sexual harassment. But she also did open up about a few things with Quentin Tarantino. Not necessarily sexual harassment, however, definitely an overstepping of bounds, in my opinion. So one thing that she mentioned, a few things, I'll say a few things she mentioned was that he is very hands-on, literally, in the sense that he wants to be the one that does a lot of these semi-off-camera shots, which we've heard about before, where he's going to be the one that chokes you. Like, if you see someone's hands...
Oh, yeah, I've seen it.
If you've heard about this, he was the hands in Inglourious Basterds, where he's choking the actress. She gave consent, of course, but it's interesting. Same thing with her, Uma Thurman, in the Kill Bill franchise. She gets choked by a chain. That was Quentin Tarantino. She gets spit on off camera. That was Quentin Tarantino. And the major thing that came out of this was the fact that he, or at least from her accounts, he pressured her into driving a car that she was very, very what is it? She was uncomfortable with driving, and it resulted in her having an accident on set.
Wow.
She said, "I didn't want to drive it. I'm not a very good driver, and for the shot, like, I think you can get a stunt double type of thing." But he pressured her into doing it but this resulted in her having an accident and her being hospitalized.
Wow.
And she fought for 15 years to get the footage. And then up until recently, she couldn't get it. But she does give credit to Quentin Tarantino where she says he apologized to me and he actually just gave me the footage, like without having to fight more and more. He's like, here's the footage. Like, I know what it will probably do, but here's the footage.
Wow.
There you go. And we do get the footage. I don't know if you've seen this. Have you heard about this at all?
No.
So there's a scene, I believe it's Kill Bill 2, Volume 2, where she's driving a car down a road. It's a very short shot. In this shot, though, in this footage, you see her driving down the road. She loses control and then actually has a head-on collision with a tree.
Holy shit.
And according to her, this was all against her will for the most part. And she's been fighting to get the footage.
Yeah.
So she says who she thinks the culprits are as far as the executive producers and everyone else involved. But she does obviously give credit to Quentin for finally, trying to help her out somewhat. But still, it's been 15 years.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a liability issue there.
Absolutely. There's a ton of stuff. And so this is one of the heavier issues. I know we're we're an entertainment comedy podcast, but I just want to bring this up as this is something that is it's very complex. It's not as easy as like so-and-so tried to put his hands on me and there's footage and he's an asshole. That's very cut and dry. You're an asshole.
Yeah.
This is like, what is going on? Like, this is really shining a light on the gray areas, I think, of Hollywood and most likely other industries, of course.
Yeah, yeah.
But right now, the spotlights are all on Hollywood and entertainment.
Yeah.
So people like doing anything to get the shot. Or maybe even for comedy, doing anything to get the whatever. You know what I mean? Any entertainment thing, any industry really is doing things that are questionable to get the intended outcome. This one right here, it really made me think, and I wanted to bring it up. Obviously, I wish Ryan was here and other people were here. We could have a more dialogue on it. But do you have any thoughts about this specifically?
As far as Quentin or just the whole Hollywood?
The
thing?
whole entire ing issue. You can talk about any part of this.
As someone that's already been, it's been in Hollywood and, or not been, but, experience with it, with extra work or acting work. It's always happened. It's like one of those things where it's like, it's just how it is. Like, it's just the way how it structurally is because that's how it was set up to be and that's how people do. But it's no excuse. Clearly, it's no excuse for it being acceptable because it's not. Not at all. As far as Quentin Tarantino, I've always heard stories of him being kind of a freak anyway. Yeah. And like he has weird fetishes and shit. So like that,
especially being the one who's like, let me just choke you and let me spit on you.
Let me spit on you. Like I think he has a thing for that too. Like because I know he's kind of a freak like that. Mm-hmm. But as far as like people in control, I mean, it's messed up. The whole system's messed up. Every business, every field it's messed up like this, especially Hollywood. Yeah. I've always known about it. People like the casting couch or. We all
know that leather couch.
yeah. We know that you shouldn't really sit on there if there's not a towel on it. Like stuff like that. And it's just one of those things where over time it just became acceptable. So now that it's coming out, I'm glad it is because like hopefully things change. But to me it's kind of like and I'm kind of glad with that too because it's like the people that were taking advantage of it and doing the most damage are now being removed from that power. And it gives people, hopefully the good people that are in the business trying to do right, gives them the opportunity to step into that role and try to do things for the better. As far as it, if it's going to improve, who knows? Because Hollywood is still going to be Hollywood. They'll still be hypocritical. There'll be double standards for everything. Mm-hmm. So, who knows? This could be just temporary or who knows? But we'll see where it goes. But with Quentin, like I said, I'm not trying to defend the guy, but I know he's kind of a perv in a weird way, but that's it. I just sucks about the whole crash thing because I read something about that today.
Yeah.
Uma Thurman. I love Uma Thurman. She's cool. So I was like, oh shit. Like when she came out, I'm like, oh, what did Quentin do?
Yeah, absolutely. And this is the most interesting part because it's like before this, it was very cut and dry, very black and white. It's like, these monsters are being just like, wrung out, which is good. They're being brought to light. Now there's the gray area now that this is touching upon where it's like, oh, that's weird. Okay, wait.
That's
like
just weird.
That's one of those things like instead of like, oh, fuck this person, but it's like, let me take a step back.
Well,
let me take a step back.
I mean for one, that's just the choking too. I mean, that's like
because on one hand you're like, okay, this is his method, and if someone's gonna agree to it, that's one thing.
Yeah.
Because obviously I don't think he's gonna get away with it. He's like, He's like, shut the fuck up, I'm gonna choke you.
I mean, like, yeah, if it's
But at the same time, like if you voice your opinion of being uncomfortable, which I guess she did for at least the car part,
yeah.
that is overstepping your bounds.
Yeah,
The second
of
she
course.
says, I'm uncomfortable with this, it's like, okay, well we'll get a stunt woman or we'll get a whatever.
Yeah. Yeah. I
You
mean,
know what I mean?
Yeah, no is no. Straight up. Like,
No is no.
No is no. Including the things that you don't want to do, like not necessarily sexual, just anything.
Yeah, anything.
So, but I mean, does it paint him as far as a monster? No, I just think he's just. For me, it confirms that that guy's weird. Like it's
Weird human, I guess.
Different method.
It's somewhere in between. Like you have to really. This is going to be, I think, one thing that's very divisive. Plenty of people will be like, he is a monster. Plenty of other people will be like, no, I mean, like, yeah, we're all human, we're all whatever. There's a bunch of sides. Personally, like, it's very difficult to think about right now, but it is something that it makes you think. I'll just put it at that. It makes you think.
Very subjective.
You can definitely let us know what you think about it in the comments, etc. So the last part is a little bit going to be different than what we usually do. Usually I just go down a bunch of different stories, but the main things that happened that I want to talk about are trailers from the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
So we have a few of them, and for the sake of time, I want to just ask you: did you catch a bunch of trailers from the Super Bowl?
Oh yeah, I saw the Han Solo one. I saw the Jurassic Park one or Jurassic World, and then there was one more. Oh, the Avengers one too.
Okay, perfect. Yeah. Let's go ahead and pick our favorite. Can you do that for me? You want to go second or first?
I'll go second.
I'll go second. All right. For me, my favorite trailer. I wish Ryan was here. Was the Dundee trailer? No, okay.
Oh, so just
The Dundee. Yeah.
That was so disappointing.
Yeah. Here's the thing. Like, I knew it was gonna be this, but I wanted it to be a movie.
Of course.
The funniest part, though, for a lot of our listeners, of course, Ryan D famously shook my hand, but he's like, "Dude, it's a movie. I swear it's a movie." And I'm like, "It doesn't look like it's gonna be a real movie. I feel like this is fake for something else."
Yeah.
He's like, "It's a movie, bro." I'm like, You want to bet? He's like $5. He's the one that came up with it.
That's
He
so
said,
funny.
$5. And then on a live stream, he shook my hand. He's like, $5. If it's a movie, you give me $5. If it's not, I'll give you yours. I'm like, so we all know this. 99.9%, he's not gonna pay me. But I just want to put it out there that he owes me $5.
So
Second,
Good.
I enjoyed 3 the best, and I'm gonna just put them in no particular order. The Mission Impossible trailer, the Han Solo trailer, and the Jurassic World trailer.
There you go. I completely forgot about the Mission Impossible. I didn't see that one.
Which is interesting. Okay, so here's the thing. I'm going to pick this one to talk about. Just because it's the one that I think... not that one, that's Dundee. It's the one that... It's. I saw it and I was like, that's amazing. But then nobody's talking about it.
Yeah, no one's really talking about it.
Mission Impossible is a franchise that I have not personally been following. I don't say, oh, I got to check the new Mission Impossible movie. I haven't seen the last 3 or 4.
I saw the first one. That was it.
I think I saw the first 3. But it's just like whatever. But I saw this trailer and I'm like, this is amazing. Plus, following what they've been doing, so many of these are practical stunts. Tom Cruise broke his foot doing one of them, and he's hanging off a fucking helicopter while it's doing flips for another one. Like, actually, for the sake of the movie. And I'm like, oh, that's so cool. But nobody's talking about it.
But
So and I'm just like, what's going on? But I rewatched this trailer, and I'm like, this is amazing. The trailer's, the way that it's set up, it's not giving away any plot points. It is selling you almost 100% on there's so much action packed that you need to watch this movie. And I'm like, you know what? I think you're right. I think I need to. I need to get some fucking popcorn, sit down, and watch this fucking thing.
$10 a month, man.
Yeah, and plus I got $10 a month. This might be the one that I'm like, I might go and check out a Dolby Theaters screening of this. Who knows? Because I love Dolby Theaters. They have a lot of really cool shit.
That skyscraper trailer, I forgot. I did see that one.
The Rock?
Yeah, which is just Die Hard. Like everyone's going, it's Die Hard.
The Rock's Die Hard, right?
It's Die Hard, dude. I'm going,
And he's
no.
missing a leg. He's one-upping. He's like, I'm missing a leg.
And he's missing a leg. I'm going, were you drunk? Like, who was drunk when they came up with
Right.
this concept?
I was literally like, this might be the next Dundee trailer. Is this for something else?
I hope that was have that be like, come to wherever the hell we have tall buildings.
Exactly.
Like that. I wanted, oh my God. I was more upset that the Dundee trailer was fake.
Right, because like it was so polarizing and like divisive because of the fact that so many people were like, I really hope it's real.
Yeah. I love Danny McBride. To me,
I love Danny McBride.
anything they, of course, as soon as you pulled it out, I goes, no, that's a knife. They started like pretending like it was a sword. I was sold.
Fuck you, loser.
If it's him just doing that for 90 minutes,
Yeah.
take all the money.
Yeah,
Just all the money.
just take it.
I'll give you $20 a month.
Take my movie passes. Take my movie passes.
I'll give you 20 a month.
But the second I saw like all these other Australian, I'm like, oh, there's no way that these are real characters. These are all fake. Like this has to be something. But you know, I'm just like, it was so funny. Like, I hope that they actually take this and they're like, why don't we just make a movie?
It's like a machete.
Like
It's
no, actually, I want this to be the next Netflix movie. I want you to fucking do this movie
There you go.
for under $50 million, so it's not gonna be crazy.
Yeah.
And I guarantee you're gonna make so much money. Because
Absolutely.
it's people are like, yeah, I'll fucking do it. I'll watch it. It's one of those, I don't care if it makes any sense. I'll watch it.
Because I remember everyone's like asking, like, wait, does it make sense? Wasn't this kid had a different name like in the third? I forgot. I think it was three of them. I think 3 Crocodile Dundees.
I don't even know. I've seen the first one. That's it.
There's the second one, and then there's one he goes to L.A. I remember that one. That's the one where he goes, well, that's a knife. This is a knife, or whatever the hell. Or maybe that's 2. I can't remember now.
You never even know. And that's the point. They were banking on it. They're like, fuck it. Brian Dundee. That's what it is. Deal with it. Also, Thor's in this one. Boom.
You'll watch it because of that.
Exactly.
But yeah.
All right, so that's actually going to wrap it up for this episode of Humpcast, you guys. I'm going to go ahead and finish off on the song that Ryan D was talking about. But before we go, I want to thank our guest, Mark Gonzalez, for coming on the show. Thank you, man. Thank you for coming on.
Thank you very much for having me.
Let our listeners and right now still watchers, viewers, let us know where they can find you and anything you got going on real quick.
Yeah, you can find me at fakemarkgonzalez.com. It's my website. Or follow me on Instagram and Twitter and Facebook at Gonzo. That's GONSZO. I'll be at the Laughs Unlimited the weekend of the 22nd through the 25th or 6th with Corey and Chad, the Smash Brothers, if you're in Sacramento. And then look out for more of my podcast, the Fairlay Podcast, and some more YouTube videos I'll be doing shortly called Shit on Everybody with Mark Gonzalez. So there you go.
Bingo, bango. And also, again, you can find me on the internet on Instagram I have no idea what words are right now. You can find me at Instagram at Garrett_AM Lee and Twitter at the same one. If you want to go ahead and follow my daily happenings, sometimes I go on Snapchat. I talk to people. Mitch_Striker. And then, of course, you can give this a like, share with your friends, and let them know about it. I will see you next week. Good night.
Peace out.